Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Wyld Young.
I'm Eric Colley.
Eric and I are in for Charlie and Charlie today.
Yeah, so I'm going to have the Australian accent and you're going to do the vocal fry.
Oh my God. Well, Charlie Neff is out today. Charlie Cotton is, of course, on paternity leave.
Yeah.
So shout out to Charlie Cotton and the baby.
Yeah.
We got some exciting stories today.
Oh, yeah, DNC last night.
The DNC last night, I'm saying the Democrats came out swinging.
They went on the offensive.
A very different approach, I will say, than the RNC that we saw a few weeks ago, at least for the first night of the DNC. So we'll talk about that. Also, clueless star, Alicia Silverstone. This is the funniest story in the world. She was on vacation, and she ate something.
Could have accidentally killed herself.
Could have almost died.
Yeah.
People are worried for good reason. Singer, new pop star, Chappell, one of my favorite singers in the world right now.
Love her.
Chappell does not like y'all, or at least she does not like y'all coming up and asking her for photos.
She wants her space.
She wants her personal space,
which is going to get harder and harder for her to have.
Harder and harder. And lastly, Sexyy Red, the rapper, she came out with some lip gloss, and the names of the lip gloss varieties, flavors are very
I'm going to need you to read those.
Okay. Very risque. So stick around for that. But first, the DNC kicked off last night. Going into the DNC, the Democrats, they kind of made it very clear that they didn't want this to be like a celebrity-driven event. They wanted it to be kind of focused on the issues, the policies. Kicked off last night with Joe Biden, who, I don't know if they gave him coffee or something. But
where has this Joe Biden been for a long time?
If he had been this Joe Biden for the last 6 months, we probably would have been fine with him being the nominee. He came out swinging. His eyes were open. He was awake. He was moving his arms. Let's hear a little bit of Joe Biden's speech right now.
In 2024, we need you to vote. We need you to keep the Senate. We need you to win back the House of Representatives.
Come on, Joe. He had a fire in his eyes.
And he went on after 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Which is like, did he take a nap before?
I mean, I was tired, honestly.
We get up so early that like by 10, I was in bed.
I was like, get on with the getting on.
No, honestly, I missed all of this. I caught up this morning. But it's like, I was shocked to see Joe Biden there, but I was also just, like I said, shocked to see him speak for so long. He spoke for roughly like an hour. Very fiery speech. Hillary Clinton also there.
Yeah, because in her ideal world, this would have been the end of her second term. And of course, obviously, that's not what happened.
That's not what happened. And she was there. She looked great. She sounded great. But there was a moment that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
And there was a moment when the crowd start chanting, "Lock him up," in reference to Donald Trump. And Hillary just sat there smirking. Take a listen.
As Vice President, Kamala sat in the Situation Room.
Now, I, for one, am the kind of person that I like a little bit of decorum in my politics.
Yeah, I do too.
However, at this point, the gloves are off, and
decorum's dead.
Decorum has gone. Nothing's demure. It's just acting a fool. Everybody's acting crazy. But so I can at least, I'd say, appreciate the Democrats kind of not like leaning in, but not shying away from those floors.
Hillary went through those chants of lock her up at Trump's rallies for years.
Exactly.
And she's fine now, and he's been convicted of 34 felons.
Absolutely.
We'll see what happens with all that. But, for her to go through all that and then have that moment where if she was not going to be the first female president, which she wanted to be, she was not. Now she's there kind of stumping for who she thinks will be the first female president.
Yeah, standing behind Kamala.
It's a moment for her. And then to have in all of that, the crowd chanting lock him up.
Lock him up, which is like, wow. Full circle for
it's
Hillary.
full petty. Politics is just full petty at this point. Both sides just petty.
It is it's a really weird time. So the DNC is obviously continuing. We'll have to see kind of how this unfolds. I think there'll be some celebrity guest.
Of course there will. They had Tony Goldwyn was sort of the MC.
Was kind of exactly. So
he's
he kind of
definitely
started it,
a celebrity, but he's.
But he also has the like scandal attachment, so people kind of going right.
Yeah,
Scandal?
he was the president.
Yes, exactly. Okay,
yeah.
All right. We'll have to see
and he was in Ghost back in the day.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
But I think there'll be some not to knock Tony Goldwyn, he's a big star, but they're probably gonna get some like huge A-listy.
I can see something.
But there's a lot of senators and governors and people, a lot of people had never heard of.
Yeah, no, and I like that. They also Jasmine Crockett was there,
yeah.
So it was a really good at least political start, I think, to the DNC.
I think so.
Moving on. Alicia Silverstone Clueless star. Honestly, just like hottie from the 90s.
She still looks kind of.
Honestly, still looks good.
Yeah, she still looks
Like,
kind of the same. but-
hey, girl. She was in London recently, and she posted a TikTok video, and she said, I've discovered something. Don't really know what it is. It's a strange fruit, vegetable-looking item, and she ate it. And now everybody is concerned because it actually was not an edible item. Here's a little bit of Alicia's video, and then we'll talk about the drama afterwards.
I've discovered something that I can't figure out what it is, and I need your help. I just bit into it because I was on the street, and we were discussing whether this was a tomato or not. And if I bite it, I don't think you're supposed to eat this. But it's almost like a pepper. Does anyone know what this is? I don't know what it is. I need someone to tell me. I'm in England.
Why do you eat anything you find
Like-
on the street, first of all? I don't care if it's food.
That's like the first thing your parents teach you as a kid is like, don't put things in your mouth. Like,
But do you remember the story like 10 years ago when her kids were babies? She fed them like a bird. She would chew food and spit it into their mouths. Which that was gross. But now, what food was she spitting into her baby's mouth?
She don't even know some stuff she found on the ground.
I just found something on the street in London.
So it's like a red yellowish berry that she found on the ground or from a plant or something. But fans immediately were like, whoa, 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 girl. That might be poisonous. So apparently people are thinking that this is a Jerusalem cherry, which is a very poisonous cherry in the nightshade family. I don't know much about fruits, but anytime anybody says nightshade.
Well, I mean, it's also called deadly nightshade. Like that's,
so
you don't eat nightshade.
you probably don't eat it.
Yeah, yeah.
She ate it though. And where people are wondering like where she is.
know.
She has not been seen since this video dropped on TikTok.
No, and some of the symptoms of it, I feel like I'm doing like one of those commercials, you know?
Uh-huh.
Symptoms may include vomiting, diarrhea, drowsiness, hallucinations, and heart rate issues.
And we haven't seen Alicia.
We haven't
Alicia
seen
Silverstone, you got 24 hours to reemerge.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
we need some
welfare
proof
check.
of life,
Yeah,
honestly.
no, for real. Well, hopefully she's okay. We have also not seen any reports of like her being transferred to the hospital
Yeah.
or anything like that.
I could say she could hold up a newspaper showing today's date.
We
but
absolutely.
where do you find a newspaper? She has to be doing
literally
today's world.
Hold
you
up,
know?
you hold up your phone. It has
Yeah.
the date, on the calendar on the front. Oh, Alicia. Hopefully she's all right.
Hope you're all right and hope you're not trapped in the bathroom.
And for any people watching, I would say kids, but clearly you don't need to say kids. For any people watching, don't eat strange items off the ground.
You shouldn't have to tell.
I don't know why.
It doesn't matter if it's
I
poisonous
don't know why
or
we
not.
had to preface that, but for legal reasons.
Like,
it's
ooh, half a
probably-
hamburger on the ground. Don't eat that.
Let me eat this ground burger. No, don't do it. Moving on. Chappell, really big pop star right now. She's
So big right now.
so huge. She sings that song, Good Luck, Babe, and a host of other songs.
She's
I'm a
got
huge
3
Chappell
songs in
Roan.
the top 40 right now. 4 more on the chart. She's huge.
She is so big. Her album,
Number
Rise
2.
and Fall, The Midwest Princess, number 2 this week.
Yeah.
Would have been number 1 if it wasn't for
Taylor's still Taylor. She's still huge.
Taylor Swift. But Chappell, she posted to TikTok last night. She went on these wild rants, 2 videos on TikTok, where she's kind of slamming fans who have periodically just come up to her and ask for photos.
Yeah. Or hugs even.
Or hugs even.
Oof.
All right, let's play a little bit of Chappell's video, then we'll talk after.
I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second, okay? I don't care that abuse and harassment, stalking, whatever, is a normal thing to do to people who are famous or a little famous, whatever. I don't care that it's normal. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen.
All right, Eric, tell me your thoughts because I have a lot.
You see this all the time. People who become very famous and clearly don't like it.
Mhm.
And you remember a few months ago she was doing a show and it wasn't a bad thing, but she got kind of overwhelmed and cried for a bit. She goes,
Yeah.
because it happened really quickly once it started. Once
Yeah.
Good Luck Babe blew up, she's just gotten bigger and bigger in the last
Mhm.
year. And she's like, this is just a lot. It's
Mhm.
a lot to take in. Her life has changed probably forever.
Absolutely.
Because she's so, not just famous, because fame can come and go, but she's very beloved by her audience.
Mhm.
They will love her forever.
Right.
And yeah, they're going to see her and want pictures and they're going to yell at her. And she hates this. So I don't know, does she become reclusive?
Yeah, I feel like Chappell Roan is kind of dealing with this thing where she wants to have her cake and eat it too. Because Chappell Roan, outside of her music just being popular this year, she was everywhere. She was at Coachella. She was at Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
She was at Outside Land. She was at the local Piggly Wiggly. Like, there was not anywhere you went, you saw or heard Chappell Roan by her own accord. No one forced her to come outside of her house and perform at all these festivals.
Lollapalooza,
like,
she had, it was like 110,000 people showed up.
And then at
insane number.
another festival recently, she was like, people in the VIP section too cool to dance. Like, she wants to be this larger-than-life personality and celebrity, but then she wants to, like, don't talk to me when you see me in public. And I think that that's kind of where the issue lies. I think that there are celebrities who just live a more private life. We hear about those artists all the time. I mean, Sade is one of the like most famous artists in the world.
Sade like comes out, puts out an album, goes away for like 10 years.
Goes away. Like, but it's like you expect that because she's not at every goddamn festival and every local strip mall singing her songs.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you can't kind of ask to be every single place, but then ask for no one to talk
it's also a different kind of fame. Like Sade, even in the 80s, she had sort of a more of adult kind of appeal. Like her fans, like if you saw her, you'd be like, oh, that's Sade.
Right. And then you just
Chappell Roan's fans, like she, appeals to this crowd. Like she like relates to them because she's also still very young.
Very young.
And it's fans who want to take a picture with her and get a TikTok with her. And she has to kind of play into that because that's how you get noticed. That's how she built her career to begin with.
How she built this entire thing.
Yeah.
So it just seems a little weird.
It is. She's hit a huge level of fame in a very short amount of time. I always say it's like winning the lottery, where if you work for 20 years and say you're a business person or whatever, you make $100 million. That's insane, but you've earned it along the way, so you adjust to it. If you win the lottery, you go from being just like a regular person to I have $300 million overnight, and you don't know how to live with that. If Chappell Roan has been around for a while. Her album's a couple years old at this point, but now it quickly hit this turning point.
She's really famous.
And how do you adjust to that? And not everybody adjusts to it well.
Yeah.
I hope she, keeps the privacy she wants to keep and can maintain it. I think I've seen fans being there worried. They're like, I'm just afraid she'll just stop making music.
Okay, well, we'll still live, but like it just seems and I
hate complaining about the thing you wanted.
Exactly. Like why are we complaining about being famous? You could also go back to like Wisconsin and like make sweaters or something. Like I don't know if that's where she's from, somewhere in the West. But it's like
Pink Pony Club. She talks about coming from Tennessee to LA.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like now you're in the city and you're living the life you want to live. What are you complaining for?
Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
This is making me sad. Chappell Roan, you have 24 hours to apologize to us. Because seriously, like, grow up, man.
But you are a random bitch to her. So
I am. Oh, my God. I'm such a random bitch.
I don't care what you think.
All right. Moving on to our almost news story.
Yeah.
Sexyy Red. If you don't know Sexyy Red, she's the rapper who sings Pound Town, just left Pound Town.
Get it sexy?
Get it sexy.
Yeah.
My hoo-ha pink, my back there is brown. That's Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red, heating up summer. She has a new business venture, a new line of Sexyy Red lip gloss.
Right. And this is such a crowded field. So many artists are coming out with fashion lines and makeup lines and all these different brands. How do you stand out? She found a way.
she definitely found a way. And it's standing out. I don't know if it's something that people like, but her new lip gloss line is called Sexyy.
Of course.
With two Y's.
I always want it to be two X's.
I kind of do. I do too.
I always kind of misspell it. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, same.
Y is not two X's, but.
So she gave fans a little insight, a little behind the scenes of her new lip gloss line, which includes some very erotic names. And I will say that if you
not even erotic,
very explicit.
These are filthy.
If you have kids in the car, if you are kids around, you should probably mute this. Yeah. The names are Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown, Nut.
Just nut.
Just nut. Pussy Hole Pink. Yellow discharge.
Who wants to put yellow discharge on their lips?
No. And is it like a creamy like discharge, or is it like a oily kind of yellowy mucus? Like
oh God.
Gonorrhea, blue balls, and sex on the beach. Why? Anytime sex on the beach is the most normal thing you have on the place, this is a sign.
And the thing, it's not just like being sexy, like calling it booty hole brown. Okay, you're just being provocative. But gonorrhea and yellow discharge, that is not sexy.
I almost wonder if you took out about 3 of these, they would kind of maybe 40. It would kind of be okay.
4.5.
Yeah. But
maybe if you kept one.
If you just kept maybe sex on the beach. That's the only one I think we know. But people are pissed about it. I think they kind of have mixed reviews online. Some people think it's like okay, if you're into Sexyy Red, she's a rapper. She kind of does this like vulgar rap. You expect Sexyy Red.
This is her brand.
This is 100% on brand for Sexyy Red. However, it's just a little risque. Again, we talked about the decorum. Where is it at?
You are all into the demure
The
girl.
demure and decorum these days. There's none left in the world. Like,
Yeah, once you got booty hole brown on your lips, like where do you go from there?
I don't really like this. There are other celebrities that have like makeup lines and lip gloss lines. Selena Gomez, Nicki Minaj,
Rihanna, I mean, she's become
Rihanna,
a
like
billionaire.
Jeez, like, but like you ain't gonna become a billionaire selling booty hole brown lip gloss.
But you might make 20 million.
Honestly, and if you can make 20 million,
See?
I might be a
we gotta,
down too.
because when you're comparing it to billionaire, it seems like,
True.
well, you're not going to make that much. But if you're making a couple million,
So you can make a couple million. Eric, what's your favorite Sexyy Red song?
probably get it sexy.
Okay, get it sexy.
I like that song.
Get it.
I love her song with Drake.
Why
Why am I brain farting? It's Drake's
Rich
song.
Baby Daddy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my jam.
I mean, that's a good song.
I don't know why I was hoping you'd say Pound Town.
Well, I mean, that's just a classic.
Nah.
That's an instant classic. Pound Town's. Come on.
All right. No Charlie Neff today, but we still have to do Today in History.
We do. There's some good ones today.
Okay, there are some good ones, particularly for you and I, because today is National Radio Day,
Right? And you worked in radio.
and so did you.
I did.
And now we're here.
And now we're doing a podcast, full circle.
Wow. Kind of like radio, but kind of not. What stations did you work for?
I worked for, it was a station group in West Virginia. It was a country station I worked on, and also a hot AC. So we played like
I
Lenny
love
Kravitz
that.
and like sort of adult contemporary, but like a little bit.
And then they
edgier at the
throw in
time.
maybe like a Taylor Swift or a Mary Morris every once
Yeah,
in a while.
well,
just-
Taylor Swift was like 10 when I worked.
Oh, throwback. Oh, Eric, you're telling your age. Oh, geez.
It's all right. It's all right.
All right. Also, on this day in history, Eric, you can fact check us on this. On August 20th, 1977, The Emotions, Best of My Love, went
One
number
of
one.
the best songs of all time.
Do you know, I actually cannot remember how the song,
You do, because it's been sampled and
is
used.
this the,
So,
in the words of a broken heart is just.
no, that's the song Emotion. This is the group of the Emotions.
Oh.
You know the song Little Boo Thing by Paul Russell?
You my little thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got the best of my love.
Oh my
Bump,
God.
bump, bump, bump.
Wow.
Bump, 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 bump.
That's
bump.
one of the greatest songs of all time.
That's what I just said.
Okay, Eric.
That song's been
Jeez.
sampled and covered, and it is the sound of pure joy when you hear that.
It is really a
That's
great
why every
song.
sample works, because people are like, I know you're just doing Best of My Love, but I don't care because that's such a great song.
Because you'll still like jam to it.
Yeah.
Last one here. This one's not as fun. Charles Darwin. He first published his theory of evolution.
1858,
Science schmience.
160-something years ago, and people still don't believe in evolution.
Wow. Sorry we ended on such a dry fact, yo.
Let's get back to the emotions.
Let's
That's
go
like,
back.
bump, bump,
Emotions.
to the left,
Hey, oh,
to the
sorry,
right.
wrong song. All right, Eric, we got to get out of here.
All right, yeah.
Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.